Hey, I tell you about my new wood stove. It's called a Littlbug Jr. It's made by a fellow named Kent Herring. Lives up in Bemidji, Minnesota, my hometown. It's a town with a fun name to say and a hard name to spell. This portion of the stove right here weighs 5 ounces, so it's pretty light. There's another piece right here, weighs a couple of ounces. That slides in here as sort of a heat modulator. We'll see how that works later, perhaps. And then there is also an envelope, a broadcloth envelope that the folds up in and packs away quite nicely. So I'll show you how to put this together, and then we'll fire it up for a test run. The stove comes wrapped in this cloth envelope. You can see it has a bit of a curvature right here, but it's relatively thin and should fit nicely into a pack. Take it apart, and what we have inside are 5 pieces. We have a heat regulator, 2 pieces for the top, and 2 pieces for the sides. So what we'll do now is take one of the sides and take this. There are notches and tabs. We'll fit the notch and tab in one piece like so, set it aside. The other one, the notches and the tabs. Now we need to bring these together. This has a rivet on the inside and a hole on one side. The other one is just exactly the same. So you bring it together. And then push it down. And now we have the rivets and the holes mesh. And there it is. It's ready to go. So I like to start my fires. Little assists like this. I've taken dryer lint and poured some wax in an egg carton. So I've got one of those pieces underneath there in this dry wood. Okay, so I'll try and get it going now. So now it seems like it may take. Can position my stove over it. Notice the stove has air holes on one side and is blank on another, so you want to face the air holes into the wind if there is any. I don't have much wind right here. Position it like so. And we've got a little fire going. It's easy to put sticks in on the sides. So right now I'm just going to make a little teepee. What I'm putting in here is fairly dry stuff, lilac mostly, so it burns fast. Not a lot of heat. That's pretty good for starting a fire. Not using any very large wood at all. Everything that I'm putting in I broke by hand. My idea is that I would like to use a stove like this backpacking, and so I don't want to have to bring any more than I need to start the fire. See now the fire's starting to get some traction. And we're to a point now where I think we could start to get some useful heat on the pot. So I have here 24 ounces of water. Loading the stove while it's burning is easy. There's ample room there for dumping fuel on the sides. Sort of necessary when you use a small kind of twigs as I'm using here. Starting to hear the water boil a little bit. And the moment we've all been waiting for, the rolling boil. So now I'll let the fire burn out, and then we'll try using it as a windscreen for alcohol stove. Once the stove's removed from heat, it takes not very long at all to cool off. Now that it's done that, I want to take it apart and put it back together for use with an alcohol stove, where the pot platform will be inverted and will be lower. So we just squeeze the body. We squeeze the pot supports, turn them around. Now they will be low and almost flush. Squeeze this, turn it around. Getting a little soot on my fingers, that's just par for the course. We're using wood stoves. And then piece these together, like so. Now there is a rivet and a hole between the two pot supports. Let's get those together if we can. And now we're set to go. So we've got the stove is pluming now. It's focusing on the pot of water. We do have some breeze through here, so the Littlbug is working as a windscreen.
It's a rolling boil.
Ready for some hot chocolate?
Mmm.
So we can finish up now and pack this all away. It's cool again. Comes apart pretty easily. Now it's been burning for a little bit, so I'm going to try and be a little more careful about soot this time. Soot will be on the inside. I'm going to wipe the worst of it off. See, this it comes off pretty cleanly. So when we pack it up now, it's relatively clean. It should be relatively easy to find a place in the pack. Put this around a bag or something like that. So, it's a nice little stove. I like it. So, hope you learned something.